and today we are defending weak Pokemon. All of the Pokemon on this list are basically considered universally weak, but looking through them I actually formulated some strategies as to how they could actually be useful. So in this video we will be going through a bunch of Pokemon and seeing how useful they could be. So without further ado, let's start. Yes, this is what we are looking at. I don't know why I got myself into this. Scatterbug is tied with a certain Pokemon who I must not name because it might have probably maybe another spot on this video for the lowest base stat total of any Pokemon. However, this doesn't stop it from being potentially useful. At level 100, despite its base stat total, Scatterbug can actually surpass a level 100 Charizard provided it is extremely well EV bred. The minimums for each stat at level 100 with Charizard almost all fall below the maximums for each stat that Scatterbug could have. The Charizard would also have to be extremely weak too, but with that said, it is a powerful Pokemon. Thus, it can be much easier for Scatterbug to rival a mid-tier Pokemon like, let's say, Electabuzz. Every minimum for each of Electabuzz's stats here are surpassed by Scatterbug's maximums, with actually a lot of leeway between them as a matter of fact. Going over to moves, the only damaging ones that Scatterbug could use are physical, and one is actually a bug type, so that's pretty good. That move is Bug Bite. As a result, using a Muscle Band in combination with that would give you a move that has 60 power right off the bat, plus Stab accounting for a 50% boost to 90, and then you would increase that by 10% because of that Muscle Band, leading to a grand total of 99 base power for this move. That's pretty powerful, actually. And also, don't worry about the attack being lowered by a move. Scatterbug's ability Shield Dust basically prevents that. Used in combination with Stun Spore and String Shot, both of which lowering speed and the former causing paralysis, you'd actually have a pretty good system going with a higher level Scatterbug. Stun Spore, String Shot if the opponent is still faster, and then finally pummel it with Bug Bite at 99 power. So yeah, I actually kinda convinced myself to go try this out sometime. But let's move on for now. Hey, you said that Scatterbug has the lowest stats of any Pokemon, as did that unspecified Pokemon that might probably have another spot on this video. Yeah, what about it? Well, what about Sunkern? Well, what about Sunkern? Its stats... Oh. So apparently I was wrong, and Sunkern has the lowest stats. A perfect candidate to defend for this video. Sunkern has a base stat total of 180, with all stats being balanced, which is typically a good thing. But kinda not here. Good defenses would be useful given that Sunkern is a type that has 5 weaknesses, but nope, they stay at 30. Unlike most of the other Pokemon here though, Sunkern learns quite a variety of moves. One of the best combinations in my opinion would be Ingrain, Grass Whistle, Sunny Day, and Solar Beam. That sets up a pretty good system like the one with Scatterbug, but with a few more steps to it. The first thing that you would probably want to do is use Grass Whistle, which would buy you a lot of time to do other stuff given that it makes you go to sleep. Then you should use Ingrain to heal any future incoming damage or damage you just took while waiting to do Grass Whistle. Then Sunny Day could be used to speed up all future Solar Beams, and then Solar Beam it into submission. That's it. When it wakes up, just like put it back to sleep. Do keep note that the defenses being so low only means that Sunkern could probably last a hit or two without getting knocked out. So I'd say only use this for Pokemon that Sunkern has an advantage against. This selection applies to a broad range of Pokemon. That means 4. Basically all of them are cocoons and bug types. Some are also grass or poison, but they're all bug types. Yes, I'm talking about this, and this. Not so much this, but mostly these. All of these Pokemon only learn Harden, save for some moves that their pre-evolutions used that aren't particularly strong anyway. However, the main strength of all of these Pokemon is that they have extremely high defense stats, only added to by the fact that they all learn Harden. These Pokemon aren't good at battling themselves, obviously, but you can use them in good combination with other Pokemon. You could give them either a defense boosting item or a one-time use HP healer like a Citrus Berry, and they're basically good as a shield. You could use this when other Pokemon need a break for healing, with a Citrus Berry extending this shield-like thing. Then switch between your Pokemon, and when they're weakened again, just pull out Kakuna, or Metapod, or Cascoon, or whatever you want to bring out. If you have an extra slot and a lot of Pokédollars. These Pokemon could be extremely decisive in a battle. The other fish Pokemon besides the one that might probably have another spot in this video, Feebas faces quite a bit of scrutiny. Just like the cocoons, this Pokemon comes in better as a defense Pokemon, but particularly with special defense. Speed, however, is where it's really at here. With that, you can get away with a lot of stuff at the start of the battle, such as using Attract or Swagger, both of which are learned by Feebas, and that last one's bad effect basically meaning nothing anyway because of how low the attack stat is in the first place. The best implementation of this is with Toxic though, probably, because it can basically ensure a hit of the move in earlier stages of the game. 80 is a higher base speed stat than a lot of early Pokemon, like most of the birds for example. This would make it a good strategic trade-over from a different game that wouldn't be so OP as not to obey, but would still give a good advantage. Not one of the best Pokemon here, but not completely useless either. Okay, so we have come down to this. That unnamed Pokemon, I bet you didn't know what it was. It was...
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
Actually, no, it's Magikarp. Magikarp has become the epitome of a weak Pokemon over its 21 years of existence, mainly because of this. Oh yeah, and this too. But a less publicized thing about Magikarp, and something you probably wouldn't really know unless you looked into it, is Magikarp's other move, Flail. But Austin, Magikarp learns that at level 30, why would you keep it from evolving that long? Well, I don't know. People are weird. But Flail can actually be a pretty powerful move when used correctly. Feebas has it too actually, but it's less viable because of that defense I mentioned. To make Flail work well, I'd probably use a Focus Sash. Now even a high-leveled Magikarp probably could be one-hit KO'd by the right move, but with the Focus Sash, it would be prevented. This would leave Magikarp at 1 HP, which would allow Flail to do its maximum amount of damage possible. As the base power heightens, the lower your HP gets. And I don't think there's anything less than 1 before being knocked out. With a high enough leveled Pokemon, this could actually inflict a ton of damage. Maybe, actually, probably not enough to KO the opponent, but if that doesn't work, just rinse and repeat. Heal up or switch out and then heal up, and send Magikarp back out and do it again. Or don't heal up and wait for the opportunity. But anyway, those are my defenses for some Pokemon that get hated on quite a bit. However, there are other ways to buff these Pokemon, so what do you think? Aside from my strategies, how could these Pokemon be powerful? Please leave a comment down below. Also, I think it would be really awesome if some of you guys actually tried out these strategies. It would help build upon what I said here, and if you record it, I might even feature it. Maybe I can make a compilation, who knows? You could also subscribe to see videos like this twice a week. Regardless, Magikarp is a god, and I will see you in the next video.